Let me see, let's get this right. I think that should be right there. Yeah, no, you remember that show, uh, How to Catch a Predator, right? And all them shows, Catfish, and they're all ones where they include uh, really good looking rich people from MTV going to the back arse of nowhere to lasso ugly people. And this that one, it was around the time of Cribs, Pimp My Ride, and people actually watched MTV, and you'd come home and watch MTV. A lot of people learned English actually through MTV. It was amazing, and it was just a channel for about nothing, like My Sweet 16, music videos. It was like you didn't learn one single thing from MTV. So it was amazing coming back from school after they forced loads of knowledge into your head. You'd come home, watch MTV, and forget everything. And one of these really vacuous shows, look at looking successful people, was Catfish. It was these two guys, and it was there's always been this on the internet where there's been someone pretending to be someone else, or everyone puts their age a bit lower, everyone puts their weight a bit lower than they actually are, and then everyone shows their best photograph on Facebook. You're really presenting, and then it's the same as women wearing makeup. You're presenting a face you would want people to see, and you only give your best photographs, so you're really like giving the propaganda about yourself and showing all your best trips and all your best lives, so to speak. And so this is where people's really crazy people have taken one step further than this and just fabricated the whole person, because they thought, well, if all my Facebook photographs are fake and we live in this fake world, it's like, why don't I just create this fake person? And this would be perfectly grand if they just did this, but they entrap some innocent, good looking person who's working at an RVs or something, and they say, look here, I'm Bob who does surfing, or Chad who does surfing. I live in California, I'm very rich. I would love to take you out surfing one time. And you're a very good looking person in RVs. Is like, wow, RVs is a better place than America. Wow, God, I've got looks. What if I could get money as well? This would be amazing. So then, if I had looks, and then he had looks, and then I had his money, bam. So they end up nearly having this full relationship, and then your woman or your man who works in the burger place, the good-looking person, eventually finds out that it's been a 45-year-old man they've been chatting to the whole time, who's just lonely after his second divorce, of a good imagination. And then for some reason, this needed to be telegraphed, or not needed to be telegraphed, needed to be filmed by these two obnoxious guys from MTV who would come around and, like film some of the text between the two people, and then would eventually go and surprise the person who was lying. And what do they have to say for themselves? And it was always, a happily married person in their 60s or something. But anyway, so if you've ever wondered why those two guys did that vacuous thing that they did, this documentary shows you that. But it's really weird because it starts off this documentary where he's getting packages from a 10-year-old child, and you're like, right, the person I was living with, I'm leaving, Nicholas. This is weird. Why is he getting messages from a 10-year-old child? I'm all like, just hear it out. I'm sure it wouldn't be on Netflix if it was that sort of thing. He's all like, it seems weird to me. So at that point, documentary, the person I was watching with left, but it turns out her the person who was pretending to be his woman's daughter was a painter of great note that was sending him packages, and I was like, this is anyway some fucked up shit, but it ends up being some kind of deep thing about people's, this woman having to look after disabled kids and unrepented uh, 50 Shades of Grey desires, and the gap between the good looking and the bad looking and the have and have nots throughout America, and the people who are trapped on what they do for entertainment, and you leave people alone with the internet, trapped in a loveless marriage, and what goes on. So I would watch this, but not for the vacuous melters who make the documentary, for the big reveal, and for, just because you get to see a real bit of America, and real emotions, and a real deep bit of a person's philosophy and brain working that never gets. So people do a lot of things. Like recently in Belfast, there people drilled holes in the ambulance wheels, like 5 ambulances wheels. And why did that happen? The news said it. Everyone was all like, "Let's kill the bastards," but no one really knew why that happened. It would have been interesting to do a psychological investigation about why people felt the need to do that. People do loads of strange things all the time, and it'd be very interesting to pick apart what possessed, because there's always a reason for everyone sees a crazy act, but there's always, even if they're crazy reasons, there's crazy reasons behind it. So this documentary takes you through and shows you a strangely laid bare, deep bit of the human psyche, which I thought was pretty good. I wouldn't watch it for the sake of uh, why people watch it to be like, "Oh, it's just got show and catfish." Oh, I love that show. But I wouldn't watch it for that. I watch it because it tells you a wee bit, a wee hidden garden in the mind. It shows you something you don't get to see very often. And I love those random bits in America, like Tallahassee and all these wee random hole in the head bits of America that you never get to see, because all the movies show you New York and everything like that. I love seeing real people in America and seeing their real lives. So I would suggest you watch this, but maybe not for the reason you think you should watch it, just because you're interested in the human condition, not because you enjoy seeing freaks caught. Because it turns out, basically, yeah, it's called catfish. You know it's going to be a catfish because you've seen the program. Maybe I should do more of this with my hands. Should I? That's what all the YouTubers do. They'd be like, over there, over there. It's all like going to the shops. But no, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, so I would say you watch this for the crack, just because it's interesting. What trapped people do to get their kicks. Goodbye.